Hi, this is Steve Jones C13 from Total Markout. This episode contains strong language, very dark humour, and heated debate. If you're not a fan of strong language or very inappropriate humour, then turn off now. However, if you're in for that kind of thing, then we've got the show for you. Just tune in, and then at the very end, leave all comments and questions, and I promise you we do read all of them. And then, hey, if you like the video, give it a like and share with your friends on Twitter. Alright, here's the show. We hope you enjoy.
You came to getting the victory.
That's a storyline pin. I'd hold you down.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I have to put up with before every fucking show. I am Steve Jones 313, alongside Dan the Geek King Adamson and Erik Van Djismie. The D is silent.
And a K.
And a K, yes.
Right,
And
right.
this
We
is...
hadn't that, no, we?
I did that last week.
And this is episode 4, the most professional show of all time, if you don't count all the other ones.
Yes. Hashtag fact.
And he points at the microphone.
Yes, it had a camera on it, but we're not using the camera right now, are we?
I'm doing it for the people.
As he sits there with his title around,
Blind people.
sitting there with his title around his waist.
Sitting with whose title around his waist?
He's got it.
It's not it. Mine, no.
It's mine, I think it's fine.
It still is. It's Hogan, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, good. No, that's for you, Jeff. That's for you.
Does Jeff actually listen to the show?
Not yet.
Right.
And that's hashtag 2% comedy.
98% fail. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 4 of Total Markout. We are here live in the sunny Stanley, Durham in England. My God, is it sunny? I can't fucking believe it. It's fucking February and we have sun.
The windy is fucked.
We have left.
God awful.
We have left the fictional world of Canada behind.
Well,
Eh,
we might have.
maybe.
Yes, you know. But basically, last episode we said that we were in Canada because me and Djismie were agreeing, and it was weird and all that jazz. This time around, though, there's going to be plenty of disagreements because we're going to be talking about the Elimination Chamber,
Santino.
and it's going to be a rough one. And we have got other segments lined up on this week's show. Dan, what have you got for us?
Well, I've got the Geek Kings. You've got to watch. I'll be telling you free storylines, free promos, or free matches that you've really got to watch to be a fan.
Yep, I'll be presenting you guys with Fantasy Disaster-Wrestlemania. What happens when you have no current or former World Heavyweight Champions or WWE Champions for your card? Djismie will be presenting you with the Ultimate Extreme Stupendous Rock Fact. And as per usual, there will always be one. Why? Well, we like to think of Djismie as a dedicated, hard-working, busy man that doesn't have time for the likes of a segment for the show, but really, he's just a lazy cunt.
Yes.
But we like to keep the illusion alive,
Aww.
you know, playing the kayfabe. And I will
8
present,
hours a day, we'll do that.
and I'll be presenting another segment known The Stats Do Lie, showing you why you can't necessarily rely on just statistics to choose your top superstars. Now, we're going to be starting this week, I think, honestly, if you're going to talk about wrestling.
If you're going to go, before you go chamber,
Yeah,
we had a week before that we were off
we
air.
did. We got,
So we'll build up
Raw.
with that Raw.
so we're going to talk about Raw. Now, Raw, you had a big opener in the debate. It was...
Loved it.
Now, that's the thing. Normally, I'm not up for these kind of things, but I actually liked the 6-man debate on Raw. Not only that, I actually liked R-Truth.
Who doesn't like R-Truth?
Me. I don't like R-Truth, but the whole idea of if Bob was president or GM or whatever, and he was just banging on and on about random shit, and it's like, I'm with this guy. This is entertaining. And then the bit like, as I say, I get the spiders. It's like, okay, let's run with it. And then he had to go and spell it all by saying something stupid like, so, yeah, way to bury yourself, Dol. Sorry, R-Truth. That was really good. Well done. But what did you guys think of the 6-man debate? Also, you would have loved it because it wasn't wrestling.
It was storyline development. What I asked for my weekly show.
Yeah.
Where the 6-man event is together. How it should be.
Who do you think performed the best in the debate?
I'm going to say R-Truth.
You say
Really
R-Truth?
did, yeah. I think Punk was a bit boring. He didn't.
Do you know who
Okay, a lot of them didn't get enough time. Like Jericho was a bit.
Do you know who I thought was the weakest? CM Punk.
Yeah, completely agree.
Because his only comebacks were, sorry I wasn't listening, and I was remembering the time you were Dancing in the Stars. Well, I understand the jab, but it seemed under his normal caliber. It seems like...
He was fed that.
Well, yeah, but again, everyone has. There's a mix between writers and saying. But I think personally, I would hold CM Punk responsible for that one.
Mhm.
It's just because I really like the guy, and I really like the guy. I'm still going to call bullshit. Whatever.
I think maybe the
It's like Shawn Michaels.
maybe the weakest though. It could have been Miz.
At least Miz had a point to make.
No,
Yeah.
but he went on and on and on and on, and then they buzzed him and buzzed him. Everyone else went on and on and on and didn't buzz him.
He's a
Yeah,
heel,
but he got in Jericho's face.
and he's a heel.
Wow, he got into Jericho's face.
Yeah, but he was getting more digs than what CM Punk was
Kingston.
trying to do.
Kofi Kingston kicked him in the head.
Yeah, but that was great.
That was good.
Oh, I'm saying, yeah, but
wow,
Miz got in his head. Kofi kicked him in the head.
Yeah, Kofi kicked his motherfucking head in.
How it should be.
Now, obviously, Dolph Ziggler was a bit as well. For me, Dolph Ziggler seemed like the only person who kind of understood what reality was. And there's this bit where he goes, "This is ridiculous. This is 15 minutes I can't get back." And I'm just like, you know what, Dolph? Apart from one or two spots of this, I am with you all the way. Dolph Ziggler, why is he not WWE champion? Why?
Because WWE seemed to think we need to push CM Punk because our WWE champion.
I would have rather seen CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler at Mania.
I asked for it.
And then Dolph Ziggler to win.
I actually asked for it on Twitter.
Well, the thing, because we got it
Back at TLC.
3-4 times in a row, like on the Raws and on the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but
And obviously,
WrestleMania's the trifecta.
yeah, but I think they've tried it, and I don't think he's impressed some of the higher ups.
Yeah, but the higher
Which
ups...
is
yeah,
ridiculous.
How can Dolph Ziggler not impress me?
Ah, no, but that's what I'm saying. That's my opinion.
Am I the only one that thinks that WWE, and I mean this as candidly as I possibly can, are just using Dolph Ziggler?
Oh, yeah.
They basically, great talent. At this point, if I was like TNA, if I was like Dixie Carter and Sting and all that, I'd be going, dude, come on over. We'll fucking use you properly.
When's your contract up?
Exactly. Honestly, here's the thing.
90 days if you leave now.
Yeah, that's what I think. Well, obviously, let him have his Mania. Then you can say, well, I left at Mania, so fuck you. If he competed at Mania, regardless of the back after, he goes, by the way, I quit. Pipe bomb. Walk off. Just like, you quit at Mania. The only person to do that was JBL.
And that was in the script.
That was retired.
That was in the script. Dolph Ziggler just going, CM Punk, that's a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
Again, I like Punk, but if I have to go by who do I think is better, Punk or Ziggler, I've got to go with Ziggler every
day
time.
of the week.
It's a close one for me. I meant to put Punk just above Ziggler, but
For me, I would put Dolph over any single day of the week. And I know that's weird for like me, because obviously in the past I've been very high in Punk, but Dolph Ziggler for me has got everything I'm looking for. He's got a great gimmick, he's got a fantastic way of being a heel. I loved it, even when he first started, he used to do the whole, "Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler," which not a lot of people remember. I like his in-ring ability, his charisma, his look, everything about him, and the fact that he's reliable in the ring. He will sell like a motherfucker, he will deliver.
we'll probably get into that in a bit with a 7.
We will.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I want to say though,
Yeah.
continue about Dolph Ziggler. Not only the high I'm Dolph Ziggler, the guy started as Kerwin White,
Exactly.
aka Chavo Guerrero's golf caddy, and then the guy was in the Spirit Squad.
And he somehow survived.
If you look at his Twitter profile, look at his Twitter bio, he says, former caddy, former cheerleader, former this, former that, and then he goes, oh yeah, and I was a world heavyweight champion, whatever.
But the guy made everything work. Like, even the Spirit Squad, they were some of the most hated heels, comedy element, over with a gimmick.
And he was the intense one.
And another thing, the guy is actually paid his dues.
He paid his dues.
And then
this is
some.
where you,
And then
this
some.
is where you and I disagree.
Yeah.
I do think CM Punk has paid his dues. I just don't think.
And now he has.
Right, so you think
Now he has. But not when he got his first ECW title, he hadn't.
Right, so you're
That's now.
So you're basically, your complaint is that he got a title too early in his career. Right.
Yes.
We could leave it there because I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
Right.
Okay,
There we go.
after the debate, great ending with Kofi Kingston kicking Jericho in the head, which
Nice little match as well.
a nice little match because obviously Jericho's been losing to Kofi Kingston all the house shows.
They've been trading victories. I
Yeah.
saw
Okay,
Jericho
all
win
right.
as well. Yeah.
Well, and also a lot of people were saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe they did that Kofi."
I actually said, way to bury him after building him up.
I don't think they buried him.
Well, you pointed out on
No,
Twitter
the
when we
cheap
were watching
win,
that it was
so-
a cheap win. It
Yeah,
wasn't
so-
a clean win. But the same point to me, you were going to try and build Kofi up. You built him up at the end of it, and then he lost to Jericho.
Yeah, but in a cheap way. So it's kind of like, I can still beat you. You had to cheat to win. It's kind of like, all right, fair enough. I'll tell you what I didn't like as a match was the Archer Dolph Ziggler one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I love the finish. Finally, someone got Ziggler on his cocky tactics. The roll up for the win. It was hilarious.
I would have just liked
nice
it to
and
be.
short.
I would have liked it to have been a longer match, but somebody pointed out to me on private messaging, they basically said, well, the thing is, having them go for a shorter space of time gives them more energy and more stamina for when they go to the chamber.
That's what I liked about all three of their matches. They were all nice and short, because it wasn't dragging something out over and over. We were going to see it in the chamber anyway.
But your ideal match is a 5-minute match anyway.
Yeah,
trust me, I'll be getting that to the Raw after chamber.
Yeah.
I'll be talking about because me and Djismie. But trust me, the biggest part of the show is going to be Elimination Chamber, and me and Djismie go head to head.
Yeah. But the thing is, everybody complained about the 6-pack challenge. We're in the main event for free, blah blah blah. So they did it right, and they said it was a long match. So now we give them short bursts of what we might see in the chamber, what we might not see. You know what I mean? So and then now people say it's too short.
Well, no, I think
some people.
I like all wrestling, so I like short matches, and I think long matches. But what I like is good matches, and for me, Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth was a good ending. Wasn't a great match. And the one I didn't really like at all was The Miz CM Punk.
And I even enjoyed that. And I hate both superstars
with
passion.
My problem was, I believe I said on Twitter though, was...
Don't quote him.
No, it was the segment. The segment, that whole thing followed a certain segment that I'll get into now, was Shawn Michaels, Triple H's promo, The Undertaker reaction, and then I went, well, good luck to whoever's got to follow that. And it was the next match was Dolph and Truth.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, the crowd is burnt out. And by the time it came to Punk Miz, I was really not bothered about seeing the Miz face CM Punk.
That match was just not worth it. It really wasn't. But I'll be honest with you. I mean, that Raw in particular wasn't my favourite Raw. It was kind of like, it's got some good spots and all that jazz. I really don't have a lot to say about that Raw in general. The Smackdown, of course.
Get into the promo?
Do you really want to get into the promo? Do we really want? I mean, was it really that important? Of course, it was important. Undertaker, Triple H, and all that jazz. Shawn was there. I can't seem to remember.
Shawn Michaels was on.
I mean, me being the biggest mark for HBK since the dawn of time. Yeah,
it wasn't that good.
It was nothing. Really. I mean, it just made me want to jump up and down and go crazy. And
I mean, it's not like I leapt off my sofa and almost to the lampshade above me. Yeah. No, but we have to talk about Shawn. I'm a small boy with powerful legs. Hashtag.
That's what she said.
But yes, Shawn Michaels obviously still got it on the mic. His voice gave out a little bit because he's not used to shouting. But he came out and he did the promo, and I loved what he said. HBK played the role of the heel in this one.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I didn't see him putting go. And what got me was more the point when he didn't just play heel. You know, you always expect a little riff-raff between the two of them of, you can't do it because I couldn't do it, all that.
Yeah.
It was when he turned around and goes, you tell me you put the suit on and then you became one of them? You married that chick and now you're one of them? Like, oh, we're going there, are we?
Yeah.
I was like, I did not see that coming. Oh, and once again on Twitter, it was, shit just got real.
Yeah. I think this entire promo just between Triple H and Shawn was just phenomenal. I mean, my favourite bit about this promo, it took a guy who's a massive HBK mark. I've been able to defend everything HBK has done pretty much, including the Bret Hart incident. And yet on that night, I was turning around going, just pedigree. Pedigree. You know, but no, it was basically for the line.
Not kick his head off then.
No.
No, just made it.
Well, no, the reason being was Triple H's line, you know, obviously I knew he was going to throw it in, but I didn't expect it to be with the old Triple H bass.
Yeah.
Which is living vicariously because you can get done the things, so you can do the things that you couldn't get done. And then Shawn's reaction to that, it wasn't just him saying it, it was Shawn's reaction to, he even had a nice little jab at me. As if to say that, yep, usual shit, day in, day out. But it was the fact that Triple H is right. That's what I liked about it. And I don't like Triple H in comparison to Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, I've always been a Shawn Michaels fan, you know. But
Shawn Michaels to you is what Hulk Hogan is to Eric.
Pretty much, yeah.
And what The Undertaker is
for me, 99% of the time, Michaels could do no wrong. You know, he's the one guy that, you know, people will call me hypocrite because right now I don't want him to come back to wrestling. No question. I want him to come back to wrestling, but I don't, because at the end of the day, he had that send-off, and I'm happy with that. I'm content and satisfied.
It's the same as he said. He's happy in his life, where he is in his station.
Yeah.
And so are we.
If the only clause I would give him is if The Undertaker said, or basically if it was a retirement match like Triple H Undertaker, they said, I want Shawn. Because then it's like, well, that makes sense. That's understandable. But for a championship or anything like that, or well, no. The only person who keep doing that, as far as I'm concerned, is Mick Foley.
Your thoughts on the promo?
It was nice to see Shawn's actually eating what he's hunting.
Yes.
Is that where we're going? Is that where you're going to go with the promo?
Yeah, I don't agree with what he does, but he's clearly been eating a lot.
He ate a lot. He looked the same shape he did as he did when he left.
He's in good shape.
There was no belly there.
He didn't have a belly. He owns his own fucking gym.
Is your TV broken?
No.
Taker looks ill and Shawn looks fat.
Taker did look ill.
Didn't.
He didn't look ill on his return promo.
No, but he looked ill the first week he came out.
He did.
Thank you.
It's Smackdown.
You and me said the same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree with all the takes. I think he's just saying what most people think and agree with. So he did it, but I think that was one for fans, personally.
No. That was one for, as you put it so carefully, the haters.
Yeah.
Not the fans. No, the fans of Triple H, like myself,
fans of Shawn Michaels
don't care. The fans of Shawn Michaels don't care. The fans of people or the haters are always going to be doing the same thing as the same argument every time in Triple H. Whenever he's brought up, he's only got where he went because he slept his way to the top.
No, he didn't. He was up all night.
So, on that mark, I loved the promo. It made me excited for the next week on Raw, never mind Chamber. Because I just wanted to go, right, who's next? What's happening next?
You had a reason to tune into the Raw after Chamber.
Yeah.
If Chamber fell through. But would you say that we're doing with Raw for now?
Yes.
You know what's really funny? Like, we've spent less than 17 minutes talking about Raw, and yet there is more debate here than there is wrestling on Raw, both this week and last week.
That's good. I want to see wrestling on my weekly shows. I want to see promos and storylines.
I think TNA is starting to write WWE shows now.
Right, next show in line would it be?
Smacky D.
It'd be Impact. It'd be the Impact.
No, you want Impact there,
yeah? Yeah, if you go into a chronological order, it'd be Impact.
This is the
chronological order. We see Impact on Sunday.
No, you see it on a Tuesday.
No, Sunday.
This is the point where I'm just very respectful.
Either way, we're behind the Yanks, so it doesn't make much difference, does it?
Yeah, but it's
fuck it. I'm going to go in the order that I watch it. I watch it on I watch it on a fucking Wednesday. I'm going to be asked.
Hashtag takeover. I like it.
Right. Impact.
We're not done much against all that.
It's Impact out Wolfpack.
Impact is of course your it was your leading show to your pay-per-view again.
Yes. Hogan was back again.
Yeah.
Oh joy.
I like
training Garrett Bischoff.
I like two things about the show.
Here we go.
One, Buddy Ray was on it again. And two, I liked Brutus Magnus's promo.
Yes. Awesome.
This isn't the UK. This is England. And it's about time someone fucking said it.
I even like the Irish. Well,
Kinda.
Great.
Right? The promo is in, with everyone. And I was sitting there going, right, now Brutus, Joe, please take the belts off the fuckers. And I like the fact that Joe didn't say a word until afterwards. Until after the promo when Morgan, Crimson, run in, hit the bang, Joe takes it out and just goes, fuck you, and then leaves.
And runs away.
It's like, I'm not fucking fighting you, fuck you.
I hate Samoa Joe with a passion, as you well know. I love this tag team.
Oh, it's a great tag team. But you, tell the good people, what's your favourite thing about this tag team?
The snap my into the elbow drop. Wow, what a move. How simple is that? But honestly, I love it. No, but I'm actually, this is Joe. It's I'm finally thinking, yeah, this guy, once I saw him live in Explosion.
Once again, we'll explain to people that he was kind of on Explosion.
I was getting over. No, once I saw him live, I thought his in-ring ability had really improved.
If I had £1 for every fucking pixel you took up,
you'd be a millionaire.
I'd have £1.
No, I think it was roughly about 6.
Oh, great. With £6, I can afford to buy a new Markout mug available on cafepress.com/CJ13.
Yes.
There's t-shirts available as well.
Oh yeah.
We have merch. Anyway.
Anything else about the show?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Merch powers.
Merch powers.
Yes.
Hashtag merch powers.
We sounded so good.
Yay.
Dick.
Sting.
Carry on.
Sting rocking the cricket bat once again, which he did put up for a
Hang on, is that a euphemism?
No, it's another baseball bat.
He brought a cricket bat.
Because, he's in England.
Yeah, it's because we all love cricket, obviously.
So we've had like the gayest moment on the show of son rocking the cricket bat.
Yeah, he didn't meet.
This is why I don't talk about TNA.
Damn it, Stacey.
Don't diss Stasiak.
Anyway, TNA.
What a career that man had. But anyway.
Calm down, we'll get there, mate. TNA. Continue with Impact.
No, I want to go on to Sean Stasiak.
No, we'll try to keep a format, right? We'll get into Stasiak afterwards.
Okay, that's my segment. Why Sean Stasiak had a successful career.
And each year you can do a different segment.
Yes.
Each episode. Different segment, but it's always cool.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I was like, guys, I finally got one. It's been 365 days. I know.
Anyway,
I've worked really hard on it. It's another rock fact.
Impact. You also see Sting with a cricket bat.
It was great. And he put that up, did you see he put it up for the competition?
I heard so,
He had a tweet to him. Some guy, looking bastard won. I was disappointed it wasn't me.
You like cricket?
I don't care, it was Sting, it was signed.
What happens if Kirky had won it?
I would have
You would have beaten the shit out of him with the cricket
with
bat.
the cricket bat and then took it. No, I just think...
Not before cutting a promo.
I'm just curious, it is...
So you want to sit there and go, I'm just curious how the pay-per-view worked out all this kinks, and I'm sitting going, well, I can tell you.
No.
By the way, this will be a one-episode version of TNA this week because Erik Van Djismie, a man who does a wrestling podcast every fortnight, is not up to date on what wrestling's happened this week fortnight.
What he considers to be one of the best shows there.
That's what work does, dear people. That's what work does.
Hey, I had no work and I watched everything.
Yeah. Isn't that my point proven?
Actually, yes, Dan. That is kind of his point proof.
I don't give a fuck.
Apparently, neither does he. See, I stay up all night editing this shit together to make you two sound brilliant. Obviously, there's no hope for me. But, you know, there's him like, oh, well, I've got one rock fact for the week. There's you proving his point. Making even more of a fucking mock for himself. And here's me just going,
And I didn't think that was possible, folks.
Neither did we.
But it is.
You think you're just as good as Hogan and Rock, don't you?
I'm on that level.
Anyway, anything else for Impact?
I'm just looking forward to the pay-per-view. Can't wait.
And at that point,
Tune in against the odds and
I'm quite happy with that, though.
Oh, the interview of Zima I on Jesse Sorensen. I have seen that.
We do wish Jesse Sorensen all the best.
We do, even though I can't stand his character, but not the guy himself.
But,
characters can change.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and I think this one might have to.
But I think, just like The Miz got a lot of crap for R-Truth, I haven't, obviously we got it edited out, so I haven't actually seen the man.
He goes for a top rope moonsault to the outside, and as he's scoring his knee,
hits him in the head.
Top of their head, and Jesse Sorensen's body just goes limp instantly.
Well, accidents do happen in wrestling. And nobody can deny that.
But now I've taken some credit.
Credit, I think blame.
Well, liability, sorry.
Credit.
I did that. Heel. You might as well just go down the ring and just go, heel. Heel. I am a fucking heel.
Owen Hart did it.
Sure he did.
Owen Hart did it.
Dolph Ziggler did walk around with clothes saying #heel, which, you know, as far as I'm concerned, to top marks in wrestling, as far as, you know, that's an Intercontinental Championship right there.
Speaking of Dolph Ziggler, what is that pink thing?
Apparently he's the new Billy Gunn. I was trending on Twitter.
I'm a nice man.
That's my theme music.
Bill Gunn. That's what that song goes.
So far, this record, all you've done is spit.
Shut the fuck up.
Would you have any thoughts about Impact?
He hasn't seen it. You read the spoilers?
I did, because I can't watch it.
Yeah.
I do like the new tag team. I have seen the tag team in action. I've actually been trying to pay more attention to Ring-Car King.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed. I just wish I knew what the fuck was going on. But my two favorite wrestlers in this so far, from what I've seen, is Bruce Magnus. Oh, sorry, Sir Bruce Magnus, and Scott Steiner. But what I love about Scott Steiner was
finally.
No, it's because for the first
Holy shit! I'm in Canada.
No, it's for the first time ever. I understood what Scott Steiner was saying, which helps. And secondly, just because of the sudden random story, because also you got the story there where so Brutus and instead of working for
the boss.
The boss.
I know who the boss is.
Who?
Jeff Jarrett.
Really? Yeah. Sweet. But then all of a sudden he's like, no, you don't have to send anyone else over. No, Scott's just like, I want to kill him. It's like, Scott, calm down, Scott.
Have you also noticed that Scott Steiner hasn't changed his promos while he's over there?
Of course he hasn't.
No, he's in the middle of a ring in India, surrounded by Indians, and he called someone a white redneck. You white redneck trailer park
Surely
trash.
that's a double insult.
And he's sitting there going, no, Scott, completely wrong, Scott.
Yeah, but to rednecks, that would be a compliment.
Not really.
That's
I don't think most rednecks would take that as a compliment.
I've met them.
You can actually watch it on Sky on Colours TV. Did you know that?
Yeah, but you have to buy the channel.
I'm surprised that you weren't too busy watching Insane
Championship Wrestling. Oh, that was so bad.
We'll talk about that next week.
I
think it's time to address
Smackdown.
NXT.
Yes,
NXT would be
Smackdown.
Superstars.
Fuck NXT and Superstars. We got to Smackdown.
Well, hang on. I just can't believe.
NXT.
And one quick thing for Superstars.
One quick thing for NXT.
Go on, then.
I love Johnny Curtis.
Well done.
Jack Swagger made Mason Ryan tap out on Superstars.
Awesome. Americans beating a Welshman. Never heard of it.
Yeah, but Dirty Kurt, he's awesome.
But Jack Swagger made him tap.
He ruined Valentine's Day for Maxine and Derek Bateman. He's trying to get, Caitlin's getting sucked into this for no reason at all.
I'm very sad that his happy Hallmark Day wasn't so fucking happy.
She tried to beat the crap out of Caitlin.
Look!
There's no reason for it, right?
Dad!
Dirty Kurt!
Dad! Right, so let me get this straight. You like Dirty Kurt because he ruined Valentine's Day for someone, right?
Yeah.
Yet, Dolph Ziggler, fucking Zack Ryder, gets his heart fucking broken by
Don't go there!
I'm going there!
I don't want him!
Eve Torres is so young, saying, like, fucking bitch, but Dirty Kurt, he wasn't. Why don't these two hook up?
Yeah.
No.
And Superstars.
Damn.
We had the
You would still go with Eve if you had the opportunity, so shut the fuck up, you hypocrite.
She friends with me, no doubt.
Well, so latest finisher?
Superstars.
That'd be awesome, getting a Dear John letter. Instead of saying I'm breaking up with you, it just said, I wish you all the best in your future endeavours.
in the friend zone.
You've now been promoted to friend.
It's not your fault.
It wasn't my fault.
I did right.
Snitsky.
Superstars, anyway.
Superstars, I just want to say, why are we using the WWE Tag Team Champions and the US Champion on Superstars when they should be on Raw or SmackDown?
Because the writing team sucks.
Why have we got our champions on there? And another thing, if we are going to use the champions on Superstars, make people want to watch by putting the title on the line.
But why? It's an internet-only show in America.
I don't care. It's not
rest of the world. I'm sorry, right? It's not an internet-only show in America. It's an internationally syndicated show for the rest of the world.
Right.
They're not going to put a title on the line where their main audience...
Explosion put titles on the line
and
at least once a month. And I'm not even on about the edited stuff. I'm on about the TV title. The tag titles have been on the line. Exactly. And they're an internet show or a national...
Quick survey. What was the last time you watched Explosion?
What he was on.
Before that?
I didn't know it existed.
I haven't watched Explosion since you were on it, and I didn't watch it after. Before, I watched maybe a couple of ones. Last time I've seen before that was the Spin Cycle with Astastic.
Right.
I don't care.
I watch it every week because I'm a dedicated TNA fan. There's a difference.
Yeah, it might be a difference the fact that I don't watch one match.
I do. It's great.
Yeah, that's because you don't know shit about wrestling.
I watch it. I want to see the Spin Cycle. I want to see.
That's it. The Spin Cycle, but
that's new stuff. I want to see the new backstage.
Hang on. The Spin Cycle's new stuff.
Like new footage for that week. It's not just
right.
like repeated stuff.
It's
not like
I thought you meant like. I thought it's just the way you said that there. It was like it's new stuff. It's like the Spin Cycle's been around for fucking ages.
No, man. I mean in the weeks.
I've actually watched episodes.
So you want to watch one match.
I want to watch one match.
You want to watch the Spin Cycle. You want to watch the highlights of the previous Impact.
No, that's
the pay-per-view.
There's the pay-per-view.
You want to watch a pay-per-view match. Oh, great.
No, see, that just shows that you don't watch every week because it's not always a pay-per-view match. It's also from the Asylum.
Can I...
From 2002.
Okay.
So you
do a highlights.
Guys, I have an idea for TNA. I have an idea for TNA Explosion, right? Right. What titles for TNA Explosion?
All in Bay.
All men.
So it could be
anything can be defended.
Right.
But just one match.
Why not have... Okay, you can have other titles that are going to... Impact titles are going to be defended on the show. Hang on! Why not have a YouTube championship?
A YouTube championship?
Yeah. With that, I'll be right back. I need Jack Daniels. Yeah.
Ooh, that didn't sound good.
It was fine.
So Steven's gone away for a bit, so it's just us two. Anyway.
Smackdown, I believe it was.
No, we're still on Explosion here.
Are we?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, my argument is that you have one match, right? Okay. We've done tournaments on Explosion, right? Where you're seeing the talent that's not getting used. right? We did the TNA Maximum Impact Tournament and the Explosion Challenge, which Magnus is still yet to cash in. They're actually building storylines on that show, so it is going to be an important part of TNA Impact eventually.
You know, the annoying thing is, he's making legitimate points. It's not that, it's just, we're running half an hour on the show already.
And we're still reviewing last week's stuff.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's just get to SmackDown. Was anything important on SmackDown?
Santino fucking Marella.
Loved it.
I know you did.
It was amazing. The Wildcard Battle Royal. What a win.
So,
what a win.
When me and Djismie agree with each other, we're in Canada. When Dan and Djismie agree with each other, where the fuck are we?
Italy. Santino. We're in Milan.
We're going to the Vatican.
Right, let's go through them, right? We've discussed the main thing that happened on SmackDown with Santino Marella. So,
he won. He got his place in the Elimination Chamber basically by winning the Wildcard Battle Royal. Me and Dan were happy. Stephen wasn't.
So in the red corner.
Oh yes.
And in the blue corner,
we have Jones 313.
Steve Jones 313 playing the role of Howard Finkel. Not very well, but he should attempt to do so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match is an Elimination Chamber debate and is scheduled for utter hilarity. In the right corner, weighing in at 200 and oh my god, he's so big, I'm so scared pounds, and standing at 6 foot Jesus Christ, is the Silent D, Erik Van Djismie. And in the blue corner, weighing in at precisely, well, we couldn't really measure him, and standing at, where has he gone? I can't see it. Oh well, whatever. He is Steve Jones 313 and the referee for this match. He will show no impartiality whatsoever. Down the Geek King Adamson.
I hated Elimination Chamber so fucking much. I hated it. It was one of the worst pay-per-views of all time, but not the worst. But it's definitely the standard bearer it's the standard bearer for bad pay-per-views for 2012. First of all, the format was all fucked up. WWE Championship, World Championship, the titles were in the wrong fucking order. You know, you're ending on a John Cena Kane ambulance match, which, first of all, was not fucking worth it. It was a terrible match. Fucking not worth even seeing. They had twice the time that they had on fucking on Shane McMahon versus Kane, and did half as much. Not only that, but having a WWE Championship open up, having a World Championship following not too far, then you have the Divas Championship, and a United States Championship thrown in the mix, which I'm fine, have a surprise United States Championship match, but not before, so not after the WWE and the World Heavyweight Championship. Basically, what you're doing in one night is burying the worth of your WWE and World Heavyweight Championship. Right? It's not even the main event. If your main event was, say, something like, all of a sudden, hey, The Rock suddenly appeared, it's like, whoa, hang on, what are you doing, Ali? It says, you know what, Cena, you, me, now. It'd be like, alright, that's a main event, because that's like at least, you know, you could pass off and say, well, The Rock suddenly appears, like, bang, that's your main event. But to have your WWE open, and it pissed me off when the world title opened at WrestleMania, you know? You cannot open a pay-per-view. A Raw show, yeah, that's a weekly show. You can get away with that kind of shit on a weekly show. But a pay-per-view, your WWE and World Heavyweight Championship cannot open the show. You certainly can't have the United States Championship following it and the shittiest of shittiest ambulance matches. And I'm watching the end of Elimination Chamber with John Cena in the ring going, I want to know that jazz. It felt like I still had some way of the pay-per-view left to watch. It just ends. It just ends. It's like, well, if you had ended on the WWE or the World Heavyweight, I don't care which one, it would have been like, if you ended on the WWE one, you would have had your fans going, yay, CM Punk with the uncertainty of Jericho. Remember what's happening with it? Oh my god. If you'd ended with the World Heavyweight, you would have had the biggest heel reaction. Like, Chamber going off air with the whole, boo, you bastard, and Santino, like, heartbroken. You know, great endings. Mm-hmm. John Cena and Kane.
I agree with you on the format.
Right.
I agree.
I'm taking a breath so you guys can...
It's called Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
Your main event should be the Elimination Chamber. It's like what my beef is when they put the Royal Rumble in the middle of the show. No.
Yeah.
It should end on what it's called.
Okay, so
the main event.
You agree
right,
with
so
what I'm saying.
Right? But your argument about a WWE or world title opening it, I like that because I think it should have been the World Heavyweight title first because I like that gap between them because you couldn't do two in a row. But I think like a 5-minute US title match or the Divas match in between wasn't enough. So if you open on one, it shouldn't have been the WWE one. So say we start with the World Heavyweight, then we did the Divas, then we did the ambulance match, then we did the US title, then we did the WWE title.
That could have been
big match, small match,
I can
big
understand,
match,
I can
small match.
understand the logic. You open and
The
close
thing was,
the
I
match.
think what they were looking at for getting rid of Kane, they didn't want him to have that whole thing, is he going to appear later? So they threw him off the top of the ambulance, he was, and then put him in, drove off. There was no way we could, because I think most people think, he's coming back in the ambulance, he's going to get Cena. With the pay-per-view ending, that was that storyline.
Well, I think the problem is, I think it's worse than that. I think they're trying to make John Cena face
again
with all the fans because they're taking away anti-Cena signs. They gave him that bit with Eve Stone at the beginning of Raw, which we'll get to, all to make him appear like a face. I mean, The Rock is not going to appear as a heel. Regardless of what I think of the guy, regardless of what anyone else, he's always going to be a face.
Well, let's put it this way.
In Miami as well.
Well, yeah, let's put the facts are facts. I briefly, I'll say it for The Rock. It's Miami, Florida. It's his hometown. Mm-hmm. He is The Rock. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest stars ever to come out of the Attitude Era or any other era of sports entertainment or professional wrestling, whichever you're allowed to say these days. And thirdly, if there's one person who's going to be any louder at any point in that event, it probably won't be when Taker goes into the Hell in a Cell. It won't be when anything else happens. It will be when The Rock comes out, lifts his arm up, and is standing on the turnbuckle by a certain Dutchman with long hair with an orange top. That would probably be holding a sign up saying, "Rock, let me have your baby." That'd be Erik Van Djismie.
P.S. Total Markout.
Oh yeah, you better have it on it somewhere. If I don't see one hashtag Total Markout sign, there's going to be trouble when he comes home.
If you didn't say a hashtag Total Markout sign, you were not close enough.
Alright then. So, you agree with... You've worked out... You've worked out the formatting problems.
Yeah. We agree on that.
So let's break it down. WWE title match. Opinion.
Right.
The match itself?
The match itself.
Okay. CM Punk winning, I'm fine with.
I'm not.
I am not.
You'll get a chance.
I am not happy that the final two were Punk and Miz.
Yes.
Miz should have been the first eliminated, as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, he's pissed off because of R-Truth, and I understand.
We'll get to his reasons for...
I would have loved to... I understand Jericho being upset, and I said this on my blog. I got the way it was done wrong, because I saw Jericho be eliminated. But think about it. It hasn't technically been eliminated, so it means he can go to Mania, and they still haven't had the match, which is good, because it means that at WrestleMania, we will settle it at Mania. So Jericho wasn't buried, and he wasn't put over anybody. So he was put over.
He's given the open heel route of "You've never beaten me."
Exactly. But so it gives Dolph Ziggler should have been the second of last person. It should have been CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler, because if CM Punk had lost. Right, there was only two people in that match he could have lost to, Dolph Ziggler and Jericho. But if he had lost to Jericho, then WrestleMania loses its value for their match, because at the end of the day, it's like, well, we've already seen this kind of same point with the title back. But at that point, Jericho's going away again.
Quick thing, Jericho has said on many a site, and including his Twitter, I am Jericho. He says, someone said to him, "You're leaving the WWE anyway, so it's all bullshit at WrestleMania." You always get your facts, great kid. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, because he also said he wasn't coming back.
Well, it's a quick.
Yeah, we always believe Chris Jericho on Twitter.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But
of course, we all believe you, Chris.
But the fact is, Jericho is an unreliable talent when it comes to trying to book anything around him. But let's even for
he's advertised for Extreme Rules.
Yeah, but let's say that even if he stays around Extreme Rules and all that. Either way, you've kind of devalued CM Punk as your champion, which obviously he'd be happy with.
That's good, then.
But then it makes him less of a talent that you could fall on upon. And when you've got a lack of people you can rely upon at this moment in time because you haven't built them up properly, it gives you less option. I think that for a large reason, that's a large problem with The Miz, you know. Once he lost the title, they didn't do anything with him that was of worthwhile note. So he's not even at the point now where you could make him a beatable corporate champion. That would be the only way you could go. I was going to do a segment to explain how you can make them as champion. Basically, it was to go down the corporate route, but you'd have to really put him with
Johnny Boy.
Yeah, but you would really have to sell it. I mean, talk about bringing a corporate ministry, not corporate ministry, but corporate
corporation
back. It would have to be, but you'd have to be a stable that would. One of those kind of things where you're going to be talking about who would win, Main Event Mafia or the corporate. Obviously, Main Event Mafia always. But the fact is, the fact is, with The Miz, you can't use him anymore. Dolph Ziggler could be a champion, CM Punk, Jericho. And I've got a problem with Jericho being a champion. I'll give him the title of Extreme Rules or give him it at WrestleMania. I don't care. if he's sticking around, and I mean sticking around, give him a WWE Championship. In fact, he hasn't held the WWE Championship since he fucking dropped it to Triple H.
Yeah, WrestleMania 18.
So yeah, I mean, if he wants to tell, and then say if he loses it, to CM Punk Extreme Rules, if he leaves after Extreme Rules.
Okay, well, I'll just stop you there. Yeah. Do you have any problems with the what was just been said?
And Steve 313.
The winner.
I don't know if he bet me.
No, I do have a problem with the winner. I don't think. Nah.
But why didn't you want Punk to win?
That's what I'm going to say.
Why didn't you want
Hold on.
You can't just say nah and then sit there.
No.
He likes to think.
He's eating his bottle top. He's eating his bottle top. That's what he's doing.
No, I don't think CM Punk should have won, right?
Yeah.
Hashtag bottle top.
Right, so you don't think CM Punk should have won?
No, I don't. I don't even think that this Jericho Punk match needs the WWE title. I think it could have worked without it, and this isn't going to go back. This isn't going to go the pack that I want the Rock or John Cena to be the WWE title match. I still stand by it should be, but I just think this could have worked. I think it should have been someone like R-Truth or Dolph Ziggler just for this match, right? Give them a chance as champion on this build-up, and if it doesn't work, possibly drop it at Mania anyway. Drop it at Mania, yeah. Give some other guys a chance. Make it a triple threat match. You could have had Ziggler, Jericho, Punk, and you could have the three elements mixed up. You could have Fatal 4-Way with R-Truth in. The crazy element, the cocky heel, the guy who we don't know if he's coming or going, and Mr. Pipe Bomb. You know what I mean? We could have had...
It would make for some interesting promos.
Interesting promos, an interesting match. You know, because now, if the rumour is the Money in the Bank match is going to be at WrestleMania. If it's not, what we're going to do with these guys? Team Raw versus Team SmackDown for the GM match? That's what
it could be that way. The looks of it, from my personal point of view, is that you're going to get a tag team someone. You're going to get, Kofi's been thrown out with Truth for some random reason. Swagger and Zigzag back together.
That was my next point about the tag team. But if Laurinaitis and Long aren't going to find each other at Mania, it's going to be teams.
Oh, yeah.
Now, these guys...
Or maybe just representative.
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
Although it would be funny if Joe Laurinaitis went, alright, how about we pick representatives? And Joe Laurinaitis went, alright, I'll pick Big Z because he's been a massive run. And then Joe Laurinaitis said, well, I've got a wrestler, who's charismatic, he's great in ring, tongue is there, and I says, I'm picking Animal. He goes, what? Why would you? It's like, bros before hoes.
So we've talked about the...
So I think it should have been something like that.
We've talked about the finish.
But if it is to be Punk Jericho, see me, I would want Jericho to be champion to go in.
Okay.
Right. So he could say it could have done it in a heel, like in a cheap way, in a roll up or something.
Yeah.
You could have had like.
So that's how he won it when he went against Edge.
And he could have he went in as world heavyweight champion. So he could have been like Chris Jericho going in as well WWE champion, being like you're all copied. Now I'm champion again. Mm-hmm. Beat Punk at WrestleMania. Say yes. There's only one. You just can't all imitate me, and he's like the top one. And then follow that off at Extreme Rules and or Over the Limit, and possibly get beat for the title.
So I want to put a point out now that we've talked about the finish. We talked about what you'd like to see at WrestleMania. So therefore, stand out for the WWE title at the Chamber.
Kofi Kingston.
We'll go for you.
Kofi Kingston. All the spots, the shit he took, the smashes off the chamber.
Did you see his stitches on
the botches? Oh yeah, we got to give the botch count 4. I think we're gonna do.
My pick's Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think then the jump off the pod for Kofi as well. Dolph Ziggler's.
So stand out is Kofi. Stand out is Dolph. So obviously the bumps were just horrible to watch. That DDT was...
I wasn't really impressed by... I wasn't really super impressed by anybody else. It was... I'll give Kofi Kingston that, but Dolph Ziggler for me was the... For me, Dolph Ziggler was the tragic story of that chamber, because it was just so much for so little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would have been... see, even with him, I would have accepted him maybe eliminating the Great Khali in the next chamber so he could take his place. Yeah. It's a story that has been done before, but it's worked.
Yeah, John Kofi.
And then he goes on...
People won't remember that.
So, we've talked Elimination Chamber, we've talked for the Raw. Now I'm going to go to Divas match. Anything to say about the Divas match?
I was happy Beth won. I think the build-up should be for Karma at WrestleMania. Unless this rumored Trish Stratus match is going to happen.
I'd like to see either one of them.
Yeah.
Myself.
So I'm happy with Beth winning.
To be honest with you, I've only got 2 words to describe that fucking match. Jimmy Snooker.
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing his name mentioned when she said
Was it good?
Teaching people?
That entire match, right, was great if you watch it on mute.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there are 2 things which pissed me off with that match. First of all, Jimmy snuck over in 5 seconds, which you mentioned on Twitter.
Yeah.
The second one was basically Tamina takes a fall.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that's a harsh fall. I've had bigger bumps making fucking toast. She falls a few feet, lands on her backside, and it's like, oh my god, that's one hell of a fall. Oh my god, that's so bad. You know, the only way you could have sold that is to have Jim Ross and Dusty Rhodes do the content. It's like, oh my god, she fell on the apron. Oh my god, you got a bicycle. You know, all that. But no, the way they did it, the way they were bagging on about it, it's like, shut the fuck up. It's not a harsh fall. Especially on TNA when you've got a guy going, harsh fall. Harsh fucking, I'll show you a harsh fall. Well, he wasn't, he was unconscious.
So, Divas match.
Good match.
Good match.
Yeah,
yourself?
good match.
And you
I like the constant reference to because we're teaching young fans.
So you want Karma or
yeah, but we heard it enough times, but then they keep going on about it. It's like
every 5 seconds.
It's every 5 seconds. They're saying it like a few times in a match. That's fine. But when it's the only thing you're saying, then yeah, it's bad.
I like Beth's tribute to Roddy Piper as well.
That was good, yes. I like that reference. Next match would be the Smackdown World Heavyweight Elimination Chamber.
Awesome match.
With, of course, and this time, we'll start with Erik Van Djismie and see how his feelings are. Shoot.
I was pleased that Great Khali beat R-Truth's record and was the shortest man in Elimination Chamber history. I think he lasted less than a minute, if I'm right, with a spear from Big Show. It wasn't long.
Probably a little over.
Yeah, it was a little over a minute, but he still beat the 3 minutes 30 odd seconds what R-Truth said a couple of years before, so that was good. Santino, highlight of the match. He got rid of Barrett and Rhodes. Good eliminations, even though other people were doing the work, had the roll up and then the headbutt and you got the pin, you know what I mean? How trippy. I didn't like the way Big Show was eliminated. That pissed me off, something rotten. That poor guy has to put up with shit from that vegan bastard. No. And then Santino, Daniel Bryan, 1-on-1. That match I was on the edge of my seat. I was standing up, even like, oh my god, he might even win this. I got into that. I bought it. I was standing up like, pin him. He hit the couple. Oh man. And when he got that LeBell lock in, I was like, fuck.
He's bastard. It was better. I did think at one point maybe he was going to break it.
Nah.
At one point I was like,
when he got it, I was like, bite him. And then when he got back, I was like, you bastard, he tapped. And that ruined that match because that should have been the Milan Miracle .2.
The Milwaukee Miracle.
The Milwaukee Milan Miracle. He should have gone out as World Heavyweight Champion, even if he jobbed it on SmackDown or Raw.
Before
that man has paid his
dues.
Right,
stop.
Right, hang on.
Explain why he should be champion, but don't go any further, okay?
That man has paid his dues. He's done everything. He's put up with a comedy character, which everyone loves. Well, bar one.
Go on.
Right? And I think it was the right time to put the strap on him. If you can have people like Daniel Bryan as your World Heavyweight Champion, Santino is a much better talent, so why not?
I'm not going to pick that one up. I'm going to let Steve Jones go.
Right, I'm going to talk about the Chamber first.
Yeah.
Why he's wrong. And you.
Me as well, I know.
Right, first problem. We used to sell. First problem. The match started off far too slow.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a great match, but the build-up to begin with was terrible.
It was Barrett and Big Show.
Yeah, but to respect it, it's still slow as fuck.
I enjoyed it.
The only way it could have been slow is if you started with Khali. Now, but as soon as Khali was like gone, it was like, right, now business is picking up. We got rid of the arbitrary, stuff. And Big Show fucking just ripping that fucking cage out, climbing down, and going to Daniel Bryan. Great spot. Well done. I loved a lot of this matchup. Now, for me, the biggest fail of the entire match. In fact, for me, one of the biggest fails of the entire pay-per-view was Cody Rhodes eliminating the Big Show. The only thing I can say is this better lead to the fucking Intercontinental Championship at Mania. It's not even a decent payoff, but it's a payoff of some.
As long as Big Show wins the title, though.
That's what he's saying.
Exactly. In fact, has Big Show ever held the Intercontinental?
No, he hasn't. And that would make him a Triple Crown and a Grand Slam.
Exactly, which he deserves.
In one fell swoop.
Which he deserves. Now, in saying all that, Elimination match I'm happy with now. Oh yeah, I want to say Wade Barrett, much respect to him. He did a really good job at Chamber. And as a friend of mine said on Twitter, although he did win, it did make him a stronger candidate for a championship. It made him a more dominant superstar. So I'm happy with that. Now,
he's paying his dues.
I'm the guy who's going. By the way, I didn't want Daniel Bryan to leave as World Heavyweight Champion. I just didn't want Santino Marella to leave as World Heavyweight Champion. Here is why. Let me take a drink. Sorry. Now, Santino Marella is a remarkable talent. He's got fan connection. However,
he's over.
That gimmick that he has makes me want to strangle him to death. I do not take him seriously at all. He kicked my ass, but I don't believe it. It's on the one hand, I could say, I look at Rey Mysterio and I go, and I know very well he'll kick my ass. When I look at him, I go, I could take him, little shithead.
I could take him.
Yeah, you could. I believe that 100%.
You have to catch him first.
Santino Marella is another guy that I'm looking at going, who hasn't beat you? Who can't beat you?
Do you not think that about Daniel Bryan, though?
Drew McIntyre.
No, what I think about Daniel Bryan is how you're going to cheat you out of this one this time. I don't feel excited about his title matches.
No.
I don't want him to be world champion. But
he's trying to do the JBL, but it's not working.
Yeah, JBL.
It's failing every week. If anything, it's getting worse. He's trying to do the JBL.
I'll agree with that.
Thank you. But
you got to understand, I don't like Daniel Bryan.
No, I don't either.
I don't like Daniel Bryan. But I wanted the Big Show to walk out as World Heavyweight Champion. I then wanted Big Show to, because obviously I was talking about Triple Threat, but also was, and then on SmackDown, he beats Daniel Bryan in the rematch, and then he goes off to face Sheamus at WrestleMania. If you wanted to...
Oh... Do I have to?
No, if you wanted to, you could even throw Santino in there.
Yes, we have to.
In a Teddy Long, well, I can't change the match, but I can add to it. And then make it a triple threat because then you'd have 3 classes. When you think about it, you got super heavyweight, and you got Santino.
I thought you were going to say make it a triple threat with Daniel Bryan.
No.
That's what I thought.
No,
does he just get swept under? Does he just get swept under the carpet now?
No, you give him one last Money in the Bag match, and then you sweep him under the rug.
That's good. Then he doesn't win.
Or you throw him down the lower leagues, make him work his way back up, and then you can say he's paid his dues. I don't think he's paid his dues in the WWE.
No.
I understand the kind of mentality of when you're in indies, you can't just rely on that. I just think a lot of people use that as an excuse to hate on people. I just think when it does come to the WWE, though, Daniel Bryan hasn't paid his dues.
He hasn't. CM Punk has
now. The NXT thing. Here's the weird thing about NXT, right? Wade Barrett won.
Yes.
He's now main eventing. I'm happy with that. He is main event. He's not main eventing for the title, but he's getting into main event matches.
He's been main eventing since Nexus.
Daniel Bryan eliminated himself.
First.
He eliminated himself. You want to get in the WWE? It's kind of like, I wasn't the best this week, so I should probably be eliminated. I'd be like, you see this guy? He's shit, and he shanked your man. And your dog.
Twice.
Although your dog was asking for it. And he had a coupon for your dad.
But your mum wasn't.
Yeah, but that's the point, you know what I mean? Wow. But
like you said, Barrett won, Bryan's world champion.
Exactly.
Something doesn't add up.
Exactly. And I know everyone was behind Daniel Bryan cashing it in. I wasn't.
I wanted Big Show. I wanted him to be the first one to cash it in and not win his match.
I didn't.
He should have cashed it in, and Big Show should have just punched him and pinned him, and that should have been the match. Goodbye, Daniel Bryan. No, you're not world title caliber. Get back down where you belong.
It would have been interesting. Definitely would have been interesting.
You have no right to have that belt.
But what do I think of the finish?
You do not.
I think it should have come down to the last 4 should have been Daniel Bryan in there as well. I think Big Show should have eliminated Daniel Bryan. And be like, what? Because you got 2 things. Number 1, finally got you, motherfucker. 2, wait. So that means we're definitely going to have a world champion by the end of the night. New world champion.
Yes, which I love.
Then you got Big Show, Barrett, and Santino. You take out Barrett next with a dual effort from Big Show and Santino. Big Show, so it's like basically Big Show hits the punch where it's just about to go down. Santino, Cobra takes him down. Santino picks up a pin.
Well, they did some of the opposite of that WrestleMania last year, didn't they? Cobra to Heath, and as Heath spun around, he got knocked out.
Right. And then if you're down to Big Show and Santino, then you've got your David Goliath story. And then everyone's pulling for Santino and Big Show. You've got 2 faces. And out of the way, everyone goes home happy. Or at least half the fans go home happy. Because I would have been like, Rah! You guys would be like, well, he deserved it. And then if Santino won, I would have been like, busted. And then you guys would have gone,
Finally!
It's a goal!
But I would have been happy with Big Show.
If you say it.
That's my belly. Hashtag go. No. Beep beep. Right. So ultimately, that's my views on that.
So that's the chamber done, right?
Yeah.
What about that ambulance?
No. We have a.
You always tell.
We have a Theodore Long getting bullied moment.
I forgot about that. Why?
Because, you know,
no,
it's Johnny Ace.
They no longer is the bully.
Johnny Ace, and we have the return of Alberto Del Rio. But you already knew that. And of course, then Mark Henry came out, who was suspended and hasn't been off TV since.
He's suspended from in-ring competition.
And then, of course, you know, then there was the return of
Christian, at last you're on your own.
Which to me actually felt like a bit of a waste for Christian's return.
No, it was a waste.
It's like,
you mean like last year Elimination?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, where he returned.
And then what did he do at Mania? Oh, he stood by Edge's side.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he's still in the shadow of his brother.
When his music played, I thought, is it a triple threat match? How's that come
any thoughts on the whole angle of Johnny Ace becoming permanent general manager of Monday Night Raw, permanent general manager of SmackDown?
I like it. I like the idea of one man rule and all.
It's alright, called Commissioner Foley.
I think I'm either hoping, I was saying before, it's going to be a team Laurinaitis versus Team Long, or they go, hopefully, what I'm hoping for is that them two are going to have a match at Mania, winner takes both shows.
Two people that can't wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Despite the fact one of them was a former wrestler.
I didn't know Teddy Long wrestled.
He did?
Did a couple of times. He fought Eric Bischoff once upon a time.
See, I was going for the joke. And
he was in a 6-man tag at Insurrection. I was there live.
Oh, what the fucking
Nowinski and Rodney Mack versus the Dudley Boys.
Is that the White Boy Challenge?
There you go. And he had a hair versus hair match with Paul Ellering in WCW.
Yes.
He fought Bischoff at Survivor Series 05.
That's one with Boogeyman.
It certainly is. He fought Drew McIntyre.
But anyway, you want to go into either them two fight each other, or you think it's going to become a team, or
I want to see like short match, like a nice, I don't know, 5-10 minute match. A
nice 5-10 minute match between them two.
No, if it's 5 if it's them, 10 if it's a team.
5 if it's 30 seconds if it's them. That's all I'm giving you.
No.
Yourself, shoot.
How long did you get out of Michael Cole?
5 goddamn minutes!
Yeah, I'm paying to see this.
Excuse me, I'm referring to my little tweeter here. Let me just go back. Let's ignore that.
Has he got my tweets though?
Oh yeah, I've got our tweets from
that's hashtag stalking.
Right, let's have a look here. Otunga versus Ezekiel Jackson, that was 1 minute 37. Let's have a look here. Oh yes, Kofi Kingston Truth versus Primo and Epico, that was 2 minutes and 26 seconds.
Yeah.
What else is on here? Oh yes, Sheamus versus Mark Henry. 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what other matches?
I can't see any problems, bear in mind this was Raw.
Right. Now, my point is here that all these matches, you said nice short matches, these are people who are trained and can actually wrestle to some degree. You want 2 people that haven't been in a wrestling match, for a very long time. In fact, one of them, is just one of the worst wrestlers of all time. Of course, Johnny Laurinaitis.
Hey, we've seen in 91.
In 91, the PWI of 90.
PWI 500, he was 195 in the world.
Yes,
and I'm surprised Mr. Excitement hasn't told the world about that yet.
And you want them to go 5 minutes?
It's WrestleMania.
I don't want them to
wrestle.
I
expect wrestling in pay-per-views.
Fair enough. You shoot, dude. What do you?
I'm going to shoot in a minute.
What
gun in his face?
What do you want to see coming out of this storyline? Where do you want it to go?
I want them both gone.
Well,
I want the board of directors to basically, and just anyone, even like Mick Foley or someone, or Vince McMahon. I'll take anyone to basically come out and say they've agreed that they've definitely agreed that you should not be running SmackDown and you should not be running Raw. What they've decided is that none of you are fit for the task. And say what? So we've got someone. The board of directors has nominated a new person to run the show, and either come out Mick Foley as commissioner, bring back the commissioner, which I'm surprised WWE hasn't done. We demand you bring back commissioners. You can have him come back. And then be like, wait. Then you can have like, yeah, well, fuck you all. Or just to see new faces, because I'm sick of Teddy Long. He's boring, monotonous, predictable. And to be honest with you, for all the tag matches he likes to make, he's done fuck all for the tag team division. Joe Laurinaitis, quite frankly, I'd like to see him be wished all the best in his future endeavours. And even if he is fired as a general manager, he's still the executive vice president of talent relations.
For how long?
Who cares?
Because as soon as Triple H gets that company to it, there'll be a phone call down to old Oklahoma. Jim.
I don't think Jim would take it. I
think he's happy where he is now.
Yeah, Jim would be like, so you want me to come back?
After all that shit.
Wait, you're serious? Like, give Shawn Michaels...
Give me another pin victory over yourself and we'll talk.
You know what, I've got this horrible thought that you'll call either Shawn or fucking Nash.
Probably Nash.
Well, the thing is, Nash doesn't have... He might go, well, Shawn could probably do it, but Shawn won't do it. But if he calls Nash up, Nash is just going to be like, yeah, Hunter, I'll do that for you, no problem. Hulk! You want to be WWE champion?
Yes!
Alright, hold on.
Brother!
Hey, Shawn, how you doing? Yeah. Not a bad kid. No, I'm fine. Look, Waltman, quick question. You want to be WWE champion? Well, I called Hogan, but apparently he died. That's a good point. Hold on. Hey, Mrs. Hogan. Quick question. Has he had rigor mortis set in yet? No? Oh, here's him. Sorry, kid. We'll take him. What's his fee?
So basically...
Oh, great, awesome. We'll see you there. And then next WrestleMania, it's just basically, I don't know, CM Punk versus the corpse of Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan, of course, does a job.
Yes!
So you want fresh faces and a magical storyline with Kevin Nash?
I want the evolution, right? I want I want the main eventers to start on the road to becoming legends. Mm-hmm. I want mid-carders to start the road to main eventing. Yeah. And also, the progression of it. You've got to constantly keep going.
So you want a fresh face if they don't. If not,
I don't want another 16-time world heavyweight champion in the space of 3 fucking years.
But you wouldn't be completely annoyed with say if Foley came back as commissioner or something like that.
No, because he knows how to play the role.
There you go. Now we have to go to a place that none of us really want to talk about. None of us really want to think about too much. And that would be John Cena versus Kane in the ambulance match. A match that went on
What about the US title match?
28 minutes.
Alright, I'll do the same as I did with the US title match on pay-per-view. Yay, US title match. Yay, it's over.
We crushed Natalia a bit more.
We crushed it. Yeah, just put the title on and just bury it some more.
It's shocking.
So, anyway, we'll go to the ambulance match.
Oh, great. Yeah, at least Gabriel got on pay-per-view. Everyone's been shouting about Gabriel having more TV time. Well, he's had 2 pay-per-views in a row now.
I haven't.
No. Neither one, because it should be Heath, but that's a different story.
I'd accept that.
See?
I don't think Gabriel's talented.
Gabriel's a one-trick pony. That's it.
And even
He's not even a one-trick pony. It takes him 10 minutes to set it up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we got a quick
So we got Swagger, you know.
It showed Swagger's dominance if it did anything.
Yeah. And the US title was defended on pay-per-view. Be happy. Next.
I'll be happy when it's defended at Mania.
I'll be happy when it's a decent match.
No.
Ambulance match.
I thought it was a good match, personally.
Really?
It went 28 minutes. And
it was... I'm going to jump in here right now and say, for me, it was far too long.
Whoa.
Far too long. And they did fuck all.
Yes.
So... I know you agree with next, but I'm going to let you shoot with what it did.
Shane McMahon versus Kane.
No, you can't compare that.
Yes, I can, and I am. Shut up. They was the
first...
Whoa.
No.
And we just got word off Vince McMahon, we're not going to say Shane McMahon again.
I don't care, I don't work for Vince. When he starts paying me, I'll say...
Hey, Michael Cole got word he could say Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Even if he was paying me, I'd probably still say Shane McMahon. I wouldn't last a day, maybe, because I wouldn't give a shit.
1 day paycheck would be worth it.
Yeah, it would.
That'd be enough to buy this show.
It's a couple of grand.
I mean, the show's worth, like, what, £1.50?
I'd try and get a bit more reference in me, man.
Anyway.
But, yeah, basically for me, you have to compare it because it was the first ever ambulance match,
and you're
doing another ambulance match. You have to compare it. It's like saying, well, you can't compare last year's Royal Rumble to the previous year's. Yes, you can, and you kind of have to.
No, I meant there was no comparison.
Oh, right, I see what you mean. My apologies. I take back my shooting aggression.
It's okay. You'll be in my face in 10 minutes anyway.
I know we will. But
that's how we work, people.
Oh, just wait till we start talking about this week's Raw.
Oh, yes.
We actually broke down on Twitter. It was fucking brilliant. But anyway, it was atrocious. It's 17 minutes, right? Shane McMahon and Kane went to town. Both looked phenomenal in that match. Shane McMahon drove a van into Kane twice.
Yes.
And Kane was able to not only do the whole sit-up, chokes and bullshit, but Shane and Kane were able to make it look legit. Like, you would believe that, yeah, Kane could do this shit. Give Kane and Cena 28 minutes, they can't even replicate half of that. And you're just waiting for Cena to screw Kane over. And that's what I'm calling it. right? Kane has been in that match before, right? So the WWE talent were probably thinking, well, Kane was in this match, so he knows what he's doing, right? The problem is, John Cena isn't Shane McMahon. John Cena is John Cena, and that's bad enough. You can't expect Cena to do it. If it was like the Great Khali over again, that's one thing, because nobody expects anything from the Great Khali. But all this match did was make Kane look weak.
It did.
And this is a terrible thing to do to Kane. Kane didn't need the win in the ambulance match. He just needed to look strong in doing it and screw him over. I mean, John Cena had no problem using duct tape to win a last man standing match.
Yeah.
And by the way, if I was the ref, I would have been gone, I'm not counting that. That's not, you can't do that, Cena. I'd be there with sellotape going, there you go, Batista, fucking kill him.
I have to be.
I would have been the most protected referee in all of the history. If Batista's like, you want to referee my matches? Yep. I don't care if I get fired, I've got the paycheck.
Yeah.
I'll be his personal referee. Hey, if Kurt Angle and Daivari can do it, Batista and me can.
Yeah.
And I don't even like Batista.
Exactly.
But, ambulance match.
Ambulance match.
Sorry, ambulance.
Ambulance.
I don't know what an ambulance is.
John Cena in 03. Ambulance.
I'm done with this. I am done with this.
You shoot.
I thought it was
Why did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it.
Wait, you enjoyed it?
No, wait. I enjoyed the first bit. I enjoyed like the train blows, the heavy hits and stuff. But I like them sort of match. I like a gimmick match.
Yeah.
I like a good gimmick match, and I like the concept of an ambulance match.
Yeah, you got a problem with that.
Right. Well, it was all because I thought Kane was going to dominate him.
Yes.
And then we got and it was until we got the same old Cena shit. The comeback. If John Cena's in a no disqualification match, somebody has to go through something from an attitude adjustment. So when we got on top of the ambulance, he threw him through. Then I thought, all right, we've done that. Then I thought, this is the point where it went to hell. Kane should have risen up after that. He should have got Cena. He should have chokeslammed him off the ambulance, thrown him, and driven the ambulance away himself. Oh my God, where's John Cena? Kane has kidnapped him, and we should have done some shit like that.
But the problem is, like, you've got no way of building up Cena and Rock for WrestleMania.
The Rock doesn't need John Cena.
The Rock does need John Cena.
Wait, no, this week was Rock on.
How
No.
on earth can you say, in order to build up a pay-per-view main event, not just a pay-per-view main event, but the biggest main event in WrestleMania, you want... The Rock doesn't need John Cena?
Now listen, was he on this week?
No.
Then The Rock doesn't need John Cena this week, then does he?
Well,
Think about it.
No, but John Cena was on it,
Yeah,
and John Cena talked about The Rock.
yeah.
So, in
No,
what part of that
no,
does
but
John
listen,
Cena not...
If you listen...
Be honest, you just talking shit.
No. So we could have gone this bit, right, for a little bit, rather than turn heel
because,
straight away.
No, because
Heel.
here's the problem.
Heel.
Because Cena basically tries to cover The Rock with the biggest loss of the entire year. And then, since his WrestleMania loss, right? Because even with the CM Punk, you can understand that. But with Kane losing a kid at the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, The Rock would just be... So hang on, you're coming off on a loss and you're coming against me? Yeah, you've got no chance. And no one would... you need people to back Cena.
The Rock could have rescued John Cena from Kane. And
That
I don't like it.
And that would have just made Cena look even weaker.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the point.
No,
it's not.
Chisby, do you not understand wrestling?
We don't
on the
want
most
John Cena.
fundamental- No, you do.
I want
That's
Rock.
what makes the main event so big.
I want Rock to squash him.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how booking WrestleMania
No, I
works.
know we're going to have kick out, yeah. But
That-
The Rock has to go over.
Yeah, okay. Say The Rock does go over. When Cena kicks out, because the harder...
Everyone thought it had him, yeah.
Yeah, but the harder your guy has to work to win the match, the more appreciation he gets, and the bigger the
Yeah,
public
but if The
gets.
Rock rescued him from Kane, he's like, I'm
Then
not
Cena
doing
would
it.
look so
I'm
weak,
not
and then-
doing it for you.
No, but then...
I'm doing it for the people.
No, because then Cena would look so weak. And then when WrestleMania, when Cena's kicking out of this shit, people are going, well, I can't believe that. And obviously people aren't going to believe it anyway, but at WrestleMania, when he's going in strong, people can go, all right, okay, there is some... The fans can understand that. If you have a guy, let's say, like booking you and me, right? Let's say for 5 straight weeks before the main event, I was getting my ass handed to me, and then at WrestleMania, I'm supposed to be in the main event with you. People are just going to go, but what's the point of this match? Why are you having a
but
job?
But Kane's already choked some off Edges. He's already wiped them out so many times.
And
then the Magic Elimination Chamber comes. Oh, he's alright.
Well, yeah, because
it was bullshit.
Yeah, but the Rock's done that so many fucking times. He's taken this fucking chokes off the Hurricane. When it comes to a pay-per-view, it's different.
He beat Austin.
You can't touch the Rock. You can't touch the Rock. You know, at a pay-per-view. You can't touch Austin in a pay-per-view. You can't touch Undertaker, especially at WrestleMania.
We're getting to a different debate here, though, aren't we?
No, but my major problem is he's like, I just want all the people I hate, I want to lose, and then they'll lose again at the big pay-per-views. That's not how you book it. You've got to make it so that your bad guys and your good guys.
If all the people you hate lose all the time, when they face the guys that you like and they lose, it's going to be no great big deal for the people that you like. It's going to be
And don't forget, if you have someone that keeps losing, eventually they become the underdog, and America loves an underdog.
And then they'll win.
I.e. Santino fucking Marella. Do you want John Cena to be the next Santino Marella?
No.
There you go.
Right. So that's Chamber, done and dusted.
Now let's get to the real argument.
But here, last thoughts on Chamber.
Shit.
I enjoyed it.
Right.
As per fucking usual.
So the next...
We had 3 gimmick matches and 2 title matches.
The next night was...
It had everything.
Monday Night Raw.
I'm very happy to give very brief thoughts, because for me, Raw was just about 2 things. Sorry, 3 things. Some matches, the Triple H Undertaker promo, and the Over the Top Battle Royale.
Yes.
Now, I know you had the whole Cena promo thing. To be honest with you, I'll give very quick thoughts on this. Nice. I do back Cena for The Rock at WrestleMania. The reason being, I don't like The Rock in this form. I do love The Rock and his legacy, but I don't appreciate the fact that he's coming in now trying to cash in on other people. He's taken spots that could be given to other people. He doesn't give 2 shits about anybody else. All these I think the same about Cena as well, by the way. I don't think he gives 2 shits about anybody else. But he hasn't claimed, he hasn't really claimed, that, I'm going to go away now. But I'm always here. The Rock says, I'm home and I'm never going away. And as Cena rightly called out, you went away.
Yeah.
If The Rock had said, hey guys, look, I'm going to shoot. In fact, I think he said it the first time around. He says, look, I'm going to go away for a while, I'm going to shoot a movie. When he came back, I had no problem with that. He said he was going to go away for a while, shoot a movie. He fucking told people, then people go, he's a sellout. He fucking told you.
It was a sellout once he started saying, you can't call me The Rock. You have to call me Dwayne.
That's when he becomes a sellout. But it's when he then said, he comes back. He does a promo saying, this is home.
And I have to say, Cena was right in a lot of things where he did hold the millions in his palm of his hand throughout the time. I myself was sitting going, Rock's back. He's never going to leave us again. And then the next week, he wasn't there, and you're sitting going... He
came back for his birthday.
I should have known better.
Yeah?
He came back for his birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
So...
Put this way. It'd be like me taking a year gap from this show, and then coming back saying, I'm the star of the show. This is my show. Fuck you both. And it'd be like, well, no, because these guys have worked hard for a full year, and then here I come along after a year just going... by the way, this is all for me. This is me. You understand? This is me. In fact, that's
he's in a position where he can do that. He's paid his dues.
See, right, again, this is your fucking problem.
It is.
My problem with you is that you just do not fucking get it.
I do get it, but I'm saying... Listen. The Rock. More people want to see The Rock than any Wade Barrett's, Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk's, Triple H's, Chris Jericho's. People want to see The Rock more than these people.
Do you know?
And I went from every level there. People are dying to see The Rock. We got to see him at Survivor Series in action. Made the pay-per-view. That match.
Yeah, but the only person who's really helping...
The match that made the pay-per-view for me personally was actually the Alberto versus CM Punk. I enjoyed the tag team match, but I thought that was a better match. But anyway.
Well, I know who's going to win that match to begin with. It was fucking obvious.
Yeah.
When you put them against fucking Truth and Miz, it's like...
But would you want to see them lose? No.
Yeah.
You want to go home happy and say...
No, I wouldn't... Briefly, just bring on that. I wouldn't have minded seeing them lose because whoever lost, the other person would have gone, but you cost me that match.
Yeah, fuck
your
that,
fault.
Do you know The Rock wasn't coming back.
It brings up more.
Coming back out of retirement to lose.
You're on
about I don't get it. There's no point of coming back for one match to lose.
But he wasn't coming back for one match, was he?
It's good job he fit for Survivor Series, isn't it?
Because he knew he was going to be coming back to WrestleMania because he could. But look, 2 things I want to say about this. First of all, wrestling. People forget what wrestling was about from the fucking inception. Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
That's why people watch wrestling and not boxing or not UFC. It's the suspension disbelief. When you're watching MMA, you might pay fucking 30 quid or $60 odd, whatever, for a 3-minute match, right? Or if that, right? It could be a 30-second match, right? The thing with wrestling, as it's been explained many times, you are paying to try and get your money's worth. You've got two problems obviously there. The suspension disbelief, where it's like, well, you've got characters who aren't believable or aren't talented enough to make you suspension disbelief. Here's my other problem. It's great seeing The Rock's paid his dues, Triple H has paid his dues, HBK's paid his dues, Mick Foley's paid his dues, Ric Flair's paid his dues, but if it doesn't progress the business, then basically, because you are very happy to have attitude stars. Most of them are either dead or dying. Yeah. Right?
And I'd rather see them than the current crop.
Yeah, but then once they're all gone, like that.
Then finally, these guys may have moved up.
No. What you're going to go is, well, these guys aren't, well, he's no Ken Shamrock, or he's no Rock, or he's no HBK.
What do you mean? He's going to go? He does that now.
Well, I know he does that now, but he's just going to do the same thing.
These guys are alive. No, he's not about these guys are still alive, because I would say bring them back, and I would. I'd bring them back tomorrow.
Yeah, but
Ken Shamrock would be in the middle.
Yeah, but you say Hulk Hogan could be like World Heavyweight Champion, champion. But yeah,
now in the state he is in, he is better than nearly 75% of the WWE roster. I'd rather have Hulk Hogan as my WWE champion. And I swear to God, because some of them are just complete bullshit.
I can't believe you're training to be a wrestler. I really can't. You think that Hulk Hogan is in better physical condition?
No. He'll be a better champion.
You also said a better wrestler.
Right.
Oh, because he knows how to get a crowd over. He doesn't even have to do elaborate moves. He knows
I don't even care about elaborate moves. The guy could barely move. Yeah. Full stop. The reason why he probably has such a long fucking theme is so he's got time to get down the fucking ring. They probably built that fucking horizontal straight ramp to the ring for his benefit alone.
Who's still learning how to fucking walk down the steps?
I
really would.
Right.
I hope he becomes TNA champion.
The only way he could be
I put him over the most of the TNA stars, and I love TNA.
Well, that's why you don't get it.
I do get it though, because
the only way he
I know what I want to see.
Yeah, you want to build a time machine and go back, and then once you finish the action era, you're going to jump back in and go back all over again. But quite frankly, for for Hulk Hogan to be champion, they've got to replace the steel step with escalators.
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
That's fine.
Anyway.
No.
I'm not fucking done with this.
I'm not done
I want you to get back on top of Raw.
Oh no! I've got a clue. I'm talking about Raw with this guy, right?
Come on.
First of all, every fucking match was less than 5 minutes, right? Every single one of them was less than 5 minutes. Apart from the final match.
Which was a battle royal with multiple people. Yes.
Great shows, but he was like saying, that's why I love short matches, right? But the thing is, you're happy to have such short matches all the fucking time, regardless of who's in it.
Because it's a weekly show. The wrestling matches can sometimes spoil a weekly show because you build up this great storyline.
You would be happy with no wrestling or storyline
on a weekly show.
Yeah, you'd be happy
at least once a month.
I've said it once before. What you want is EastEnders as Monday Night Raw. Just go through it, and then as EastEnders or whatever it does, at the end of a big month, let's blow something up, and that would be your version of having a match. You don't want wrestling on a wrestling show.
No, I do. But I want to see matches that are relevant to the show. I hate when you've got a great promo at the beginning of the Raw. It's took up the first 30 minutes. And it comes back from the break and it's like, holla, holla, holla. And it's like...
Oh yeah, the Divas suck.
So it's like, it's like... You can be watching it and it's just like a random tag match. Or, look, CM Punk's wrestling. Oh, look, Chris Jericho's match. No, because I've just had this big belief. I don't even care about this match. Because I want someone else to build something. Or go into something backstage. Something less.
You've got to give other people spots on the fucking card. Otherwise, they're not getting exposure. Because I'll tell you what now. Half the people aren't watching NXT simply because it fucking sucks. It's like, even the WWE plays NXT down. NXT doesn't talk about FCW. It barely promotes NXT. In fact, and when you've got people who are on NXT, it's Michael Cole banging gongs and people say, what the fuck are you doing?
But how much storyline is on that show?
A lot.
There's more storyline than wrestling.
But again, it's like
it's great though.
Actually, it's about the same.
I would not.
I think this last week was more wrestling.
My problem is, it's like when you've got all storyline, it's like, oh great, I like a good storyline.
NXT's one of the edgiest shows at the minute.
There are times when I'm like, well, why isn't this guy have wrestled a match on Raw yet? Why is this guy getting wrestled SmackDown? Why is this guy on? It's like if they never appear on the show just because they don't fit within certain storylines that are going on at the moment. It's like so you're getting no real exposure to the mainstream audience. The mainstream audience, because the NXT isn't your mainstream. Your Superstars isn't your mainstream. Your Explosion isn't your mainstream. Raw and SmackDown and Impact are your mainstream.
I think
if they're not getting exposure on those shows, irrespective of whether they're part of the storylines or not, so like a random tag team match, then the mainstream audience have got no chance to try and get them.
Yes, but they should, as you say, work it out like in a better format. Like you say, you can have a great promo having 6 to 8 wrestlers, and it'll just be some shit diva match, right?
I'm quite happy to suspend the diva championship.
And it's like, no, I want to see something else from here, maybe backstage, and then maybe it's going to not like, because it just kind of, that doesn't happen anymore. Then this, and then it's just the way they do it on Raw every week. They start, there's something good, and then it's like, oh, what's happening? And then there'll be a match, and it's like, no, man, I want to see what's happening in the story. My thing is, I would use every superstar on the roster, on every Raw, on every SmackDown. That's how it should be.
Well, that's
unless you're obviously injured, right?
No, you did suggest, obviously, before the WWE were doing it, bringing back the hardcore title, which at first I was like, well, I don't really like the hardcore title. But when it's explained to me how it could work, even I'm going, well, actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah. It would give you lower card talent.
Mind you, I was going to try and rank the greatest hardcore champions of all time, but there's too many.
Yes.
There's too many to go through.
But there was 52 hardcore champions.
I think we should just start to wrap things up as a review because we're running out of time for segments.
All right.
So we'll go quickly to Raw.
I have an hour.
All right, shall we quickly talk about Triple H and Undertaker?
Yeah, quickly.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
I'm going to see how live. Wow.
I'm going to put my point like this.
It's the only way Triple H Undertaker 3.
I'm going to put it like this.
That's how I'm putting it out.
My point on this promo is simply, I loved it. It was Dead Man being Dead Man, and even the Triple H going, I'm not going to do this, and Dead Man just going, yes, you will.
Yeah.
Just turn it a bit more. No, I'm not going to do it. No, that's not the right way. Got you there, Anna. Yeah, that's the one. We're sitting going, Sean, that's the weak bone. Bang!
Yeah, Sean is always the weak point.
Yeah, there's the weak spot. Bang! Got you, Sean. And then next thing you know, Hell in a Cell. And when he said Hell in a Cell, I remember sitting in my little room that I've got to watch everything, and I'm sitting holding my head, going, holy shit, WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell.
I had shivers down my
spine. Yes.
But my next response was probably different to yours.
Bye-bye, Streak.
No. Mine wasn't that either. What was? I fucking hate Djismie.
Oh, yes.
Because if you're just tuning in for
That's the first thing I say when I wake up.
Because if you're just tuning into this episode of
you get
Mark It Out, and if you're just, it's maybe your first one.
All publicity is good publicity.
A certain Dutch man will be going to watch...
You're not even Dutch! You're not Dutch!
I am.
You're not Dutch!
Fine! A certain Mark in this room, where I'm recording it, who has long hair and a beard, and is going to Miami. A proper beard.
Oh. Hey.
And that will be, of course, the stat man.
Is that me?
The Dutch Destroyer.
Is that me?
Erik Van Djismie.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Me?
And I hate the fact that you're going to see The Rock versus Cena.
Yes.
You're going to see an awesome match probably between Punk and Jericho.
Yes.
But more importantly, you're going to see Undertaker versus Triple H 3.
Which I wasn't happy about at first.
You're going to see The Undertaker full stop at WrestleMania. And you're going to get to go see Hell in a Cell live.
Yeah, I said that on
you're
Twitter.
probably going to be there
You even retweeted that.
Yeah, you're probably even going to be there for the retirement of Undertaker as well.
And hopefully
you're
20
going to be a part of history.
Could I be there for 19-1?
No.
Wait a minute. Question is, though, are you going to the Raw afterwards as well?
Yes, I am.
So, if Undertaker retires that night...
I'll be there.
I know!
And the Rock's there the next night as well.
I might have thought, Dan, maybe on that Monday Night Raw, you should come to mine.
And cry.
I should...
You don't think I should be alone?
I want to record.
I'll tell you booze and burritos. And every time we say, because you know what'll happen, we'll just say during the break, that's just me, just there going, and it won't be a total mark outation.
I mean, Erik Van Djismie t-shirt.
No, it won't even that. It'll be
I'll get one of them.
No, there'll be a t-shirt that says, I'm here, where's you, Dan?
No, it won't. There'll be a sign that will simply say, unlucky.
or even hashtag getting over.
One day, Dan.
Incredible promo. I don't think we could do it justice.
No. We can't. I mean, the only way we could do it justice was to be Porter's show.
Yeah.
Put it on as a little segment here, and then go back to our show.
Yeah, and we'd get sued for it. But ultimately, I think at the end of the night, two things are certain by the end of the night. Number one, Jericho winning the Battle Royale was gotta be fucking certain. And
that should have been.
And CM Punk has definitely got a career as a commentator once he retires.
That wasn't a Battle Royal.
And of course, we
just didn't want to say Chris Jericho was going to win this match.
Exactly.
Okay, and now we've got briefly, since it is
Smackdown.
We have Super Smackdown live.
It's so much better live. Please,
it is.
I'll watch it at the time it's actually on when it's live.
To me,
I have been seeing this from the beginning.
There wasn't a great deal that happened for me, to be honest. I mean,
one of the worst main events.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Oh my god, the main event was bad. And I was so pleased when we got the dodgy Sky edit where the break went over the finish of Daniel the third time. I was like, thank you, Sky, you've done me a favour. Because I was dropping asleep through that match.
Oh, I enjoyed the match, but I enjoyed Punk versus Bryan. It's my sort of wrestling.
My god.
It's my sort of wrestling match.
I wasn't interested because I've already seen it on Raw.
Oh, yeah.
So it was kind of like...
But this involved the Johnny Ace and Kenny
that was the best bit.
Yeah, the finish. I know, but still, nah.
Right.
Hang on.
Okay.
David Otunga squashing Ezekiel Jackson
2 times in a row. What the fuck's up with that?
What the hell? What has Zeke done?
I'm going to put it this way. Like I said to you yesterday. Ezekiel Jackson is a fucking monster.
He's a former ECW and Intercontinental champion.
He's a monster. David Otunga is a no-talented little prick who only got into wrestling because his wife said so. And yes, we know in that situation who the real monster is.
But David Otunga's the Triple H of 2000.
No, David Otunga's the Triple H of the Grammys.
But who did Jennifer Hudson have to sleep with to get Otunga on the show?
Triple H.
Oh, Vince McMahon.
I think Triple H has got...
Wait. Talents, that would be Johnny Ace. He signs the talent.
Drew McIntyre got screwed again by Carly in about 30 seconds. Wasn't it 30 seconds? If that. That was literally last.
That was a chop, plunge. Done.
Okay, moving on, because I do not want to talk about Drew McIntyre jobbing the people.
Right, we'll move on. Shall we start with hashtag RockFast? Oh, have you got none?
No. I just want to come back for a comment earlier, what you said.
Okay, cool.
Steve Jones.
At Steve Jones 313.
Steve Jones 313. Follow him. It's good.
Fun times.
I'm
the current Total Markout Twitter champion, I'm just saying.
Damn it! When you were saying about The Rock leaving, The Rock never left. He just chose even not to show up for all the other weekly shows. It was his choice. That was this episode's
hashtag RockFast! And it was not worth that time.
It wasn't.
Though let's just hope he'll be working on at least a couple more before the next episode. He has 2 weeks.
I'll try.
Let's just hope that, for his sake, that after WrestleMania, the first hashtag RockFact isn't hashtag RockFact.
Why? No, it won't even be that. It'll be hashtag RockFact fucking Cena.
Well, I said let's hope it isn't.
So,
in fairness.
I would like to we'll go to you, Steve Jones, 313.
Right.
With one of your magical segments, I believe it's the Stats Don't Lie this time.
Well, yeah, it's either the Stats Don't Lie or Fantasy Booking. Which one would you like?
I think we should.
But we only have time for one.
Well, why don't we do a fantasy booking?
Alright.
How to book a WrestleMania after disaster.
Imagine there's a disaster and all current and former WWE or World Heavyweight Champions, get away, right? Don't worry, we'll keep you later. Are suddenly unavailable. And
or injured.
Right? And you find yourself in WrestleMania coming up and you only have these talents who have never held the WWE World Championship. What do you do? I decided to set myself the task of trying to book a WrestleMania with the limited talent we had, and by God, was this fucking difficult. Now, this is literally a disaster WrestleMania. Some matches you might like, some matches you don't. Personally, I wouldn't pay for this WrestleMania. But it's just an idea of trying to work out how hard booking really is.
I would, with the WrestleMania.
I would, it's a pay-per-view.
So, this is how hard it was for me to try and book it, right? So, first of all, we start with a Hardcore Battle Royale for the Hardcore Championship.
I'm in already.
Right. Sin Cara, David Otunga, Mason Ryan, Brothers Clay, Jinder Mahal, Johnny Curtis, Hornswoggle, Tyson Kidd, Evan Bourne, Michael McGillicuddy, and Tyler Rex with Hornswoggle winning the World Hardcore Championship.
Hashtag good booking.
The reason why is the fact that he would probably just, everyone would eliminate each other, Hornswoggle would probably jump in at the very end.
Yes.
I do like the fact that when we were talking about this beforehand,
I didn't pick a champion.
No, not even that. You didn't know who Johnny Curtis. You couldn't. You've never seen Johnny Curtis wrestle.
No.
He's the smaller Fresh Ollie.
8-man Money in the Bank match. R-Truth, Ted DiBiase, Kofi Kingston, Ezekiel Jackson, Yoshitatsu, Santino Marella, Justin Gabriel, and Zack Ryder. Personally, I would like it if Santino won because all you fucking marks would be happy.
Yoshi.
Tag Team Championship.
Woo, woo, woo.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
He should
know it.
He should win, but I'm trying to make all marks happy. Right.
Maybe he's a wheelchair on the
Tag Team Championship, Epico and Primo versus Trent Barrera and Kurt Hawkins.
Dude Buster's back in town.
United States Championship, Alex Riley with GTG with GTG winning.
Yes.
Intercontinental Championship, Cody Rhodes with Heath Slater picking up the win.
Yes.
World Heavyweight Championship, William Regal versus Wade Barrett, William Regal picking up the win.
Yes.
WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Goldust with Drew McIntyre winning.
I like how if you listen to just Jiffy's part of that, it is literally yes. Oh.
Yes.
I was agreeing till the end.
Yes.
I want Goldust.
And your
Drew can win the rematch.
And your next challenge was?
My next challenge was, I then imagined what happened if I was hired by Raw. And they said, okay, well, what you've got to do is we're going to give you some random superstars in the tag team. You've got to make the name and work out a finisher for them and all that jazz. So I took the name of the Raw superstars, so I went on Raw, put them in a list randomizer, and I basically got lumbered with.
Ooh,
I got a message on Yahoo. Awesome. But I got...
It's a question. They know we're recording.
No, it's my fiancée, who doesn't like the show. Because it's wrestling, and she doesn't like wrestling. Except with me. But anyway,
He's over.
Yeah. Oh, I'm over and under.
Yeah, there you go.
But so basically, I didn't get a choice in what the two superstars would be. I had to do with the random assortment. So I was first lumbered with Brodus Clay and David Otunga, so I called them Funkaboris. And their finisher is the Case Close, which is David Otunga using an Irish whip into a What the Funk. Then I got Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger. I called them the All Elite. And their finisher is the You Will Tap. It's an armbar and an ankle lock at the same time.
Yes.
Then I got Evan Bourne. I got Evan Bourne and The Miz, so I called them High and Dry. And their finisher is the 60-day suspension, which is a Miz clothesline, the turnbuckle, whatever it's called, into an airborne. Then you've got Mason Ryan and Zack Ryder. Had to be unoriginal here. I just called them the Big Card Legends. I've heard that's been used before. Whatever. Their finisher is the Rough Slam. It's like a sidewalk slam-like thing and a Rough Rider
on top. Yeah.
Then I got Dolph Ziggler and Goldust. I call them Golden Perfection. And their finisher is the perfect combination. It's basically a flapjack and a famouser at the same time. Then I got Kofi Kingston and JTG, so I call them the Jobber Connection. And the finisher is called We Want Job, and it's a money shot and a boom leg drop at the same time. And then the final one was Chris Jericho and Kane, so I called them World in Flames. And their finisher is the Y2 Pain. It's a reverse choke slam, so grab them by the back of the neck and throw them down face first, and a code break at the same time. So then I went over a SmackDown. The SmackDown team said to me, okay, well now we're going to have you make stables. And each stable has 4 superstars in them. So again, random list generator. And I had to come up with 5 stables out of these people. And this was not easy. Because the first one was Big Show, Great Khali, Christian, Mark Henry. So I called them the Heavyweight Elite. All big heavyweight champions. Then I got Randy Orton, Wade Barrett, Undertaker, and Jinder Mahal. So I called them the Burying Barrage. Then I had Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, Cody Rhodes, and Justin Gabriel. I called them the Big Card Mafia because they're not as good as the main event. And then I got Hornswoggle, Drew McIntyre, Ted DiBiase, and Ezekiel Jackson.
I like that.
So I called them the DWP because they ain't going to jump to anyone. But you will jump to them. And then the final one was Heath Slater, Tyson Kidd, William Regal, Yoshitatsu. Couldn't really think of anything, so I basically called the Culture Connection because you got America, Canada, England, and Japan. And that was my fantasy booking.
Oh, I'm going to point out something I pointed out beforehand. You have Tokyo, Japan. You have Blackpool, England. You have Calgary.
Are you telling me that William Regal is not a man of culture?
He's a man of class.
And culture. Everything's culture.
Well, I mean, good culture.
But it's culture
Tyson Kidd is a cowboy.
It's true.
And, you've got Virginia.
Culture.
Some sort of culture.
If Liverpool can win fucking
culture of this country, then, standards aren't that high.
Wasn't it the European city of culture?
Yeah.
European.
Yeah. European capital of culture.
Yeah. Europe. Liverpool won.
Yeah, Gates said we're fucking nominated.
Yeah. Hashtag screw job. Paris or Rome would be good. What the fuck?
Liverpool.
Vince, what's going on here? Hey, I had nothing to do with it.
Thank God we don't have a
Alright,
superstar.
next segment is going to be...
It'll be the King Geeks you've got to watch.
You gotta watch! What are you gonna watch?
Well, I'm going to kick last episode, I continued with a Hall of Fame theme.
Yes.
I did the Edge angle. So this week, I'm going to give you not one, not two, but 3 different things to watch.
Value for your money, people.
And it's going to continue the Hall of Fame theme.
Yes.
This week, we had the Hall of Fame had one word added to it.
That would have been, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. What was that word?
Damn!
Oh, yes! Ron Simmons, Farouk is on fire. We don't need to Bradshaw, let the motherfucker bet.
Which is very deserving.
Yes.
And for Farouk's particular, you've got to watch.
Yes.
I want you to go to the Nation of Domination. Really? Not the nation that everyone thinks of. I want everyone to go to the original Nation of Domination. I want you to go to June 1997 in particular and look at the breaking up of the original nation. And I want you to go and look at how the Los Boricuas were formed with Savio Vega. I want you to then go and look at how the DOA were formed with Crush. And look at basically what the WWE called gang warfare. You should go and look and see how this was formed, because this not just give Ron an identity separate from 2 other stars that had been there for a while, but it gave him real power behind him as a leader, and to introduce new stars and old stars into the new nation. You had a guy who had formerly been Karma, and before that was Papa Shango, and then became the Godfather, but at the time was Kamal Mustafa. You had D'Lo Brown, who was a young rookie, just stayed with Farouk. He was the only one out of the nation that did. And then, of course, Ahmed Johnson. Not a lot of people remember this. Ahmed Johnson joined the nation when it was reformed, only to get injured by, everything that touched him. So, it was quickly replaced because he wasn't, as Farouk said at the time, black enough.
Good old Mark.
To be replaced, to be replaced by The Rock. Then they brought Mark Henry in.
Mark was black enough.
No, Mark was blacker than the night.
So we're going to that. Dusty Rhodes never got in there.
No, Dusty never got in there.
But Owen Hart did.
Yes. So secondly, Owen was a black heart.
Yeah, so he got in. It's okay as long as you're black at heart. Like
secondly,
myself.
I'm going to go even further back than 97. You're like this period of time, just me.
So it's good already. We're in the 90s, for God's sake.
January 1998. 88, sorry.
When in January, do you know?
No, not exactly, but January 88.
Right. That's what you were saying.
And I want you to go to the 4 Horsemen and look how Barry Windham joined the group. He turned his back on Lex Luger and joined the Horsemen. Who'd already dropped Ollie Anderson for Luger and then dropped Luger because he argued with JJ Dillon. You're going to see some awesome promos, some old school wrestling, and most importantly, you're going to see the Nature Boy, as the Nature Boy was.
I'd like to point out that he cannot say Nature Boy without doing that voice. We've noticed there's a few things he can't do, without certain, who's the other one?
Carito.
With Carito. He can't say Carito without doing it in that accent.
Carito cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you're going to see some old school stuff with the 4
Yes.
Horsemen. And more importantly, it'll give you an opportunity not just to see the Nature Boy, or the Nature Boy, as he is in the 80s in his prime.
Yeah.
You're going to see Arn Anderson
Yes.
sit there and deliver a promo to you that you'll sit and go, okay. And then hit a spine buster and DDT that you'll want to run away from the man for life.
Arn Anderson.
You're going to see Tully Blanchard, a very underrated wrestler, Tully Blanchard. And you're going to see all this, that, and you're going to see that, and you're going to see JJ Dillon, a hell of a manager.
Yeah.
You can talk about JJ's other faults, as with anyone, but JJ was a great manager for the Horsemen. He was the one who could keep them rounded up and keep the promo going the wrong way. And, I think at the time of the promos, it was a young Jim Ross holding the mic. It may have been Golden Study for most of it.
Yes.
But you're going to get different feelings. And more importantly, this is WCW before it was WCW.
Yes.
So this is NWA footage you're going to be watching, which means it's professional wrestling, people. Professional wrestling. Not sports entertainment. We weren't there yet.
Yes.
However, continuing the Hall of Fame thing,
Yes.
my third one's going to be the celebrity inductee of the Hall of Fame. It's Mike Tyson. Now, everybody's seen the Mike Tyson in 98 where him and Austin shove each other and had that famous confrontation where Vincent Hands kicking Austin's head going, you ruined it all. I don't want you to watch that. You should have already watched that.
Of course.
And the same as I didn't mention with Ron, I don't want you to go watch him versus Vader for the world title because you should have already watched that.
Exactly.
So for this, I want you to go to the week following the confrontation and look at how a certain Mike Tyson joined. Now, what was that group at the time? They were almost like degenerates.
Exactly.
There was Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And
China?
Triple H.
Yeah. It was the Heart Foundation.
Yeah, that's the one. Degeneration X, folks.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to watch how Mike Tyson became a member of DX and then just continue the footage, go on to his WrestleMania, just keep watching. Because every couple of weeks, Mike would randomly appear with a DX top on and do the crotch shot.
He had his own DX theme.
He had DX with the fist.
Yeah.
You can find it on Anthology.
Yes. Available online.
All good retailers.
At Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.com, eBay.com, and eBay.co.uk, and other fine online retailers. Give us money, please give money.
So, what I'm going to...
That's entertainment.
And that...
In the Metro Centre.
Yes.
And that is Geek Kings you got to watch.
Well, what I'm going to do is, because the show is running to about the hour for you, I'm going to save my segment until the next episode. So I think it's time to really wrap it up here. It's been a weird episode, but next episode will be episode 5. It's going to be the big one. Episode 5 is going to be the show where we're going to be launching it to a larger audience, hopefully. Going to be in talks with certain people. And also, I just want to announce now, we don't know what's going to happen, but we are going to be interviewing, via a live Skype call, we're going to be interviewing Alex Steck. He is an indie wrestler over in America, a long-time friend of mine. I've known him since early 2000s, maybe slightly before then. He is quite successful. He's been the general manager. He's been champion. I'll let him tell you exactly this, but we're going to be getting him onto a future episode for a live interview. It'll be us three. All three of us starting as man. Also, Djismie, you're trained to be an indie wrestler as well, so it'll be a good chance for a future indie wrestler and hopefully future champion to talk to a good friend of mine who's been there, done it, and still doing it.
Yeah.
Still doing it. He's still an indie wrestler, and he's
good.
He scares the shit out of me at times. Obviously, I'm looking forward because Dan, you're a wrestling enthusiast. You have an appreciation for the indie side. And for me, I've been told the reason I'm looking forward to interviewing him is because he told me I had to look forward to interviewing him. Because, if he wants to kick my ass, he's going to. In fact, he keeps complaining because I don't go and visit him. So,
where does he live?
He lives in Kentucky.
Yeah. You bad friend. You bad friend. Not going to America.
I know.
Look at that.
Damn it.
He got upset because when I went to...
I know a certain promotion that's in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, we'll wrap it up here. Our next recording date will be the 8th of March, so we'll next be broadcasting on the 10th of March. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some Raw and some Smackdown, some TNA, and
some superstars in NXT.
And
an explosion!
And next episode, we'll get to talk about what The Rock had to say to John Cena.
Oh, we will.
And hopefully we'll have a new theme, if any luck. We never know. Once again, big thank you to Race Cannon for the artwork he does for the show. Thank you everybody for listening. And get those questions sent in.
And comment on the YouTube page, please.
And we have a new Tumblr page, thanks to Dan King.
That is totalmarkout.tumblr.com.
Fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I am CJohn313 at CJohn313. This is Dan Adamson at King632.
I'm Skippy.
And this is Erik Van Djismie at Erik with a K, Von Djismie with a silent D. And we are all worth following on Twitter because we all have interesting posts. Yes,
we really do.
And especially Monday nights during Raw, follow me and Djismie and sometimes Dan on Twitter for hilarious British arguments.
Yes.
Well, that's me saying thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And Dan?
Mark out!
Hashtag.